Hello, lovely people, and welcome to part 5 of my US President series. We continue with President number 21, Chester A. Arthur, who took over after James Garfield's life was taken just 6 months into his presidency. Arthur served from 1881 to 1885. He was 6 feet and 2 inches tall and had some very interesting facial hair. He was quite the fashionable dresser, and apparently had over 80 pairs of trousers in his wardrobe. Man, I wish I had that many dresses. During his presidency, he signed an act that established merit-based hiring for government jobs, as opposed to political support or patronage, advocated for new civil rights legislation, and oversaw expansion of the US Navy. He also signed the Chinese Exclusion Act, though he did veto the initial, more restrictive bill, which banned immigration of Chinese laborers for 20 years instead of 10. He's also one of the rare non-blue-eyed presidents, so there's that. And I'm not sure I have much more to say about him. I did give him some pinstripes on his trousers, though. Now, our 22nd and 24th president, Grover Cleveland, the first to serve in non-consecutive terms. Something that wouldn't be repeated for over 100 years. He was president from 1885 to 1889, and again from 1893 to 1897. He was a pretty big guy at 5'11" and 260 pounds. He was the first Democrat to be elected after the Civil War, and also the second. He went from very narrowly winning his first election, to winning the popular vote and still losing the presidency, to winning his third try pretty easily. Though a national depression right before getting back into office complicated his second term, and apparently his handling of it didn't spark much favor. So by the end of his second term, he was not seen in the most positive light. Some things he did were fight against political corruption and also put some regulations on railroads. And he also seemed to be really not a fan of big spending. You know, it's kind of nice when one of the presidents has kind of boring hair, because that gives me an excuse to put a hat on him. Well, that'll be until a certain president in the 1960s decided to make hats uncool or something. Let's go to president number 23 now. And sandwiched between Grover Cleveland and Grover Cleveland, Benjamin Harrison served from 1889 to 1893. He was rather short, being 5'6", and he was unfortunately the last president to have a beard. It's been over 100 years. We need another bearded president. Under his presidency, 6 states were added to the Union: North and South Dakota, Montana, Washington, Idaho, and Wyoming. He also helped with the establishment of national forests. As old as he may look in my drawing, he is not the same Benjamin Harrison that signed the Declaration of Independence. That was his great-grandfather. And of course his grandfather was the short-lived 9th president, William Henry Harrison. Oops, I almost forgot to draw the back of his coat. President 25, who succeeded Cleveland's second term, was William McKinley. He was in office from 1897 to 1901, when he, unfortunately, became the 3rd president to be assassinated. Apparently, McKinley was friendly and cheerful and likable, but most of the photos of him, especially as he got older, look a little intimidating. It's probably just his deep-set eyes and dramatic eyebrows. He was also a rather short guy at 5'7". During political campaigns, he wore a red carnation in his suit jacket as a good luck charm. Red carnations are actually the state flower of Ohio in honor of him. I guess the Spanish-American War happened whilst he was president, and then the US acquired some territories, and he gets some pinstripes as well. After McKinley's passing, who did we get? Theodore Roosevelt. President number 26, serving from 1901 to 1909. This guy is definitely more well known than the others I've drawn in this video. It just now occurred to me that the guy was in office for pretty much the whole of one of my favorite eras in women's fashion. Therefore, I shall call it the Tedwardian era. Okay, not really, but... He was the youngest man to become president at 42, and he was certainly quite an impressive man, though probably a tad full of himself at times. I wanted to draw him with a big grin because it just seemed to fit his lively personality. As a child, he was small and sickly, but was able to overcome that to become the sturdy outdoorsman that he's known as. And, fun fact, he was also homeschooled. He was known for his conservation work, of course, as well as breaking up monopolies, initiating construction of the Panama Canal, mediating the Russo-Japanese War, which earned him a Nobel Peace Prize, and of course, being the namesake for the teddy bear. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you'll stick around for the rest of the series and other future videos. In the meantime, remember to speak softly and carry a big stick. Ciao!